Hello and welcome again to Forgotten Temples with myself, Mr. B. We are at Prasat Prom Prealine, and there it is right behind you. But I opened this video with a pan shot of that lovely countryside, and what you would have spotted in the distance there was a mountain. Now very quickly, allow me to show you what sort of hell I put myself through, because I spent an entire day yesterday, 4 hours of which was on country tracks. Now, they're not the sort of country tracks you may see in Europe or other countries. These are like bomb-cratered alleys, and sometimes they're literally only this wide, and you're going through jungle and thick elephant grass and so on. Now, the problem with this is you're constantly doing this to your spine because the bike is going over holes that can only be described as colossal, or there's a myriad of smaller holes. So your spine is being punched for 4 hours. And that's just the dirt roads. Obviously, there's a lot of tarmac before that. And subsequently, I spent the entire day yesterday and saw nothing, because I was diverted at the end by water, by rivers, by flooded fields, and it was very hellish. But allow me very quickly just to show you some footage of one of these roads. Just look at the beautiful countryside. But here is an opportunity for me to show you as to how difficult these trails can be. This is a road. And because it's been rainy season, there's these troughs in it. Now, don't underestimate how deep these are. They are murderous. I am literally, and I would never lie to you, in the middle of nowhere. If I come over in this and I can't get up, I'm in real trouble. So what I have to do, as I'm doing now, is to walk forward, even just to make sure there's a place that I can turn round. And if we look just up ahead here, you'll be able to see that there is my motorcycle. It's just there, you see. And I'm navigating this thin line here. But if I was to fall into this, and there's much worse than this, but this, I think, shows you the kind of roads I have to travel and how very tiring it is to be on them for hour after hour. But it's not always bad, because on a journey like that is a bit of an adventure. And what I also discovered were these wonderful formations in the earth itself. So allow me now to show you those. I've been on the road now for about 4 hours. This road here is pretty difficult at times, and it is also staggeringly beautiful. I've got another hour to go. But look at the formation of these mud banks here. I've never seen anything like it. Allow me to go over here. They look, for all the world, like termite mounds, but they're not. It's just the way the soil has eroded here. And it's created like this little valley. It's something like you would see in Arizona. It is absolutely fascinating to me. It's a thing of great beauty. And it describes very clearly why I do what I do. Because look at that piercing blue sky. And look at this, something that's absolutely new to me. This incredible feature that nature has afforded us. Now let's get back to the case in hand, which is this beautiful temple aloft of a hill. It is approximately 10th century because there's a capital city not so far from here that was built for King Jayavarman IV. And this would have been one of the satellite temples, we must surmise, and we surmise because I could find no further data. And what is here is quite spectacular. There's a couple of lions that have been left behind, and also something that looks remarkably like a UFO. I'll show it to you. You'll have to tell me what you think. So let us start. First, we see a brick construction here, and this long shot gives us an idea as to how big the debris field is. Look at that. It's absolutely vast, which means potentially just maybe there was another building there, because that is an awful lot of debris. Over here, a much stronger stone construction, but alas, it has fallen down, and we'll meet the reason for that in just a moment. But it doesn't take long, just a couple of steps over to the right here, and we see a pedestal that once had a linger on it. You see, the linger would have been here. We can actually see, if I get my shadow out the way, the circular pattern. Can you see that? Where the linger would have stood, people would have poured their water, and it would have come out here like so, as blessed water. But there's quite a bit more to unpack here. That was once an incredible building, but look at it now. It's in such a sorry state. And if we delve up here, see, there's always things you can find to give you a clue. You just need the right angle. Now, what I mean by that is if I look down, look at this. Can you see this incredible like cross pattern? See this here? Now this is deep. It's pretty much as deep as my hand, And then it comes to, I've got to try and get my shadow out of the way, this piece here. So we've got this here, you see, that's going into the square bit. And then the same here. Now this obviously would have caused a locking joint, but what did it lock with? Well, on this occasion we're jolly lucky, because the other bit has only strayed to here. So this was the precision of these builders. So I'm just going to take that, keep my hand still, and look, it's exactly the same width. So we know exactly where this highly engineered piece of stone would have gone. Now let's move on through, and what I didn't mention in the intro is we've also got a god to meet, and it's my favourite god. Now isn't it incredible to be in a space like this and to see it so ruined? I mean, imagine just being here, that the day it was announced to be open, nigh on 1,000 years ago. But now it's been utterly destroyed. But we do have remnants, don't know if you can see over there, of the guardians that were put in place to guard this place, but unfortunately they were mauled by humans. And I think mauled is an excellent word, because have a look at this. Can you see this here? What we have is the front of a lion. You see, his head would have been here, but it is literally been hacked off. And it's no doubt at all that it's a lion, because if we look at his haunches at the back here, look at that. I mean, what a resplendent pair of buttocks. Only the king of the jungle could have such a thing. And even his tail has gone, which is a shame, isn't it? I'm sure he was a bit disappointed. And if we look underneath, actually, there's a stone in the way. We can actually see, if I feel, yes, this one has testicles. They don't always have testicles. I actually did this once as a bit of a joke, really, to feel underneath to see if he had testicles. And much to my surprise, he did. So let me just go this way. Hang on. Yes, and he's got a penis. So there you go. He's the full line. Some of them don't. Now, he did have a chum, which is buried over here. And we can see those beautiful curved haunches. But the question is, where are the feet? Well, unbelievably, they're buried under here. You see this? This is a lion's foot. And this was where they once stood. So they were first dismounted, smashed off this stone, and then both of them had their heads removed. Now let us look back through the temple. And do you remember me saying we would meet who destroyed this temple? Well, it's actually in your vision now. It's the trees. The tree roots got between the spaces in the stone, they expanded as they grew, and basically they pulled the temple down. There's actually a tree to my left, if I just quickly show you. Can you see it there? That one's fallen down. But this temple would have been covered with them. And through the doorway, this is all that's left. It's such a shame. And everywhere we see this fine engineering. Look at this again. You see, this is very complicated. We've got two holes, then there's a lip. Oh, almost fell over. Then there's a lip here, a slightly higher bit, whole square bit, hole but with curve, hole but with curve, lowered down, and so on. So even this precision engineering was not enough to beat nature. There's a doorway here, but it's been blocked, and we need to get to the other side. Now on the other side, with that beautiful piercing blue sky, that was the doorway that was blocked, and of course it still is. And it's round here that we find our brick temple that we looked at first, and we also find a god, which is just wonderful. And I believe this could be Indra. It's jolly hard to say, but you see there's a chap here, and then there's this elephant, which could be his white elephant called Adavata. Now we speak about Indra a lot because he's my favourite god, and the thing about Indra is, when I learnt about him, is that he was chastised and by other gods because of his way of drinking, carousing, partying and dallying with way too many women, which basically could describe my previous life before I turned it around, shall we say. So I've got a strong affection, so I do hope this is darling Indra with his resplendent white elephant. And if we just step to the side here, and this is what this temple's all about, is looking for things, because it's only one step away. Look at this. I'm just going to put my boot here for you. There you go. Is this once held a statue, and it would have been a mighty statue because there's a huge lump of stone, and the hole in its centre is also vast. And just behind it, look, do you see there's remnants of a sculpture there? But I did promise you something else, didn't I? Something that looks like a crashed UFO, and I always remember it about this site because I came here 2 years ago when I first started filming temples, but the video is so god-awful I've had to come back and do it again. Now look at this. Isn't this fantastic? I don't know. To me, it just appeals to me. It looks like something you'd expect to find in a long forgotten ancient temple. These chip marks on the edge could almost be some, mystical writing. They're not, but that's the wondrous thing of having a great imagination. But what we do know is every single one of these marks here, like this, like this, like this, are chisel marks of some ancient builder who stood here once, chiseling away for his faith and for his kingdom. And it's in here he would have been chiseling away, because it was in here a mighty statue once stood. But alas, that has also been looted, just like the lions, just like all the other, the linga, all of it has gone. The pieces that would have gone above the doorways, the lintels, it has all disappeared. All we can see is a shadow of a flag now waving in the distance. Maybe that's waving to the gods themselves to say, I'm still here. Maybe I'm a wreck, but I'm still here. I very much hope you've enjoyed this brief visit round this ancient wonder that's oh so far away in a distant mystical land. And if by chance you could help me build this library, I would be deeply grateful. The way to do that's very easy. It's just go to www.patreon.com/temples. This has been Mr. B, and as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. You be sure to take good care now.